Germany, the once iron-fisted guardian of fiscal discipline, is about to do something unthinkable. After decades of preaching austerity, it's preparing to bury itself under a mountain of debt, not for education, not for healthcare, but for war. Yes, war. This is the largest shift in Germany's post-World War II identity we've seen in a generation, and no one seems to be ringing the alarm loud enough. Let me explain. For years, Germany was the economic grown-up in the room, lecturing Southern Europe on the dangers of debt, holding the line on European Union budget rules. But now, Finance Minister Lars Klingbeil has unveiled a plan to spend not millions, but up to 850 billion euros, nearly a trillion. Where's that money going? Military rearmament and infrastructure, but mostly militarization. In his own words, he had two messages, one for Moscow, one for Putin. We will not give up. This is not a casual warning. This is a full-blown national pivot from peace to preparation. This is the biggest military spending spree in modern German history. €500 billion to beef up roads, bridges, defense and weapons systems. And for the first time since World War II, Germany is ready to shatter its own economic rules to do it. Balanced budgets? According to Klingbeil, worthless if the military becomes a paper tiger. Think about that. Germany now pledges to hit NATO's 3.5% defense spending target, 6 years ahead of schedule. This isn't a budget adjustment. This is an identity shift. Here's the twist. Germany is doing all this while sinking economically. GDP is shrinking, contracted by 0.1% this year alone. That's 3 straight years of negative growth, the worst run since reunification. The rest of the Eurozone? It's growing at 1.1%. The global economy? Over 3%. Germany is not just lagging, it's collapsing. Why? Sky-high electricity prices from a self-inflicted energy crisis, manufacturing on life support, crippling inflation, wage and labor costs spiraling out of control, and the ghost of stagflation, low growth, high prices, and rising unemployment, is back. So why take on even more debt now? You know, this decision wasn't made in a vacuum. 3 developments made it possible, and, well, terrifying. First up, the Russia-Ukraine war. Security has shot to the top of Germany's political agenda. Chancellor Friedrich Merz is framing this as military preparedness. The message is clear: rearm or fall behind. Next, Germany changed its constitution. Yes, you heard that right. It tweaked the Grundgesetz to let defense spending bypass its debt brake rule, a move once considered unimaginable. Now they can build tanks, launch satellites, and buy missiles without triggering alarms. And lastly, debt capacity. Germany's debt-to-GDP ratio is around 60%, relatively low compared to the US, France, or Italy. That's the breathing room they needed to justify this rearmament plan. But that room, it's closing fast. Even with off-budget tricks, the forecast doesn't look good. Germany is staring down a €144 billion shortfall between 2027 and 2029. To plug that hole, Klingbeil is banking on economic growth. But where is that growth supposed to come from? Because right now Germany has chronic labor shortages, its population is aging rapidly, the engineering and construction workforce is shrinking, bureaucracy is slow, inefficient, and infamous for delays, and now, wages are being pushed up by inflation while productivity is flatlining. Meanwhile, the country is trimming back electricity tax cuts and shelving civilian projects. So let's be clear, this isn't about improving the lives of Germans, this is about building a war machine, fast. This is where it gets uncomfortable. Because Germany isn't just militarizing, it's doing it while the economy bleeds. And what happens when a declining industrial power pours everything into military buildup to compensate for economic weakness? We've seen this before, twice. The average German citizen isn't asking for tanks or fighter jets, they're asking for affordable housing, a stable pension, reliable energy. But the government's focus is elsewhere. And guess who foots the bill? Future Germans, your kids, your grandkids, paying for a war they didn't vote for, against an enemy that might not even fire a shot. Let's step back. Germany is about to abandon fiscal conservatism, rack up nearly €1 trillion in debt, militarize rapidly in the shadow of a hot proxy war, do all of this with one of the slowest growing economies in Europe, and still, no serious plan for growth, no plan for its collapsing pension system, no fix for its energy crisis, and yet, Europe's largest economy is now sprinting toward a future filled with missiles, deficits, and uncertainty. Is this a strategy for security, or is it a panic move by a fading power? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, Germany is no longer who it used to be. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a deep dive like this. Let me know in the comments. Is Germany rearming out of necessity or fear? Is this the birth of a new era or the same old script repeating? Thanks for watching. Stay sharp.